Okay, this segment is on the feed motor. If the exhaust motor is providing air, but you're not getting fuel, then it is the feed motor. The feed motor is this thing back in here, and it unplugs. There's a Molex plug that unplugs like that. There's two screws that come out. Now these are just the little screws, not the big ones back there, and they're top and bottom. And once you get those two, unplug it, it'll pull right out of the stove. Now you can see the mounting in there. There's the screws to take this out are right here on the top, not this big one, and right here on the bottom. Okay. Now the feed motor is two motors actually held together with a clip. Now the feed motor itself, hold on. The feed motor, this is the clip. Actually it's two motors, one right on top of the other. They are low power motors. They're very quiet and they don't take up much power. The wiring harness on it, you can see that there's a red wire and a black wire, and then two white wires, which are commons. This goes into a plug. There's a capacitor there to even out the current between the terminals on the on the motor. Now if you apply 110 to these terminals, well, be careful, but it will run. Now these two motors, if the one motor goes bad and the other one is good, that it will have a tendency to reverse itself because the one motor gets stuck and it starts running backwards. So if it's not feeding pellets, it could be that one of these motors is weak and needs to be replaced. Underneath the feed motors is the transmission. The transmission of the that just gears them down so they have lots of power, and this is all full of gears. There's 4 screws that take that whole assembly out, but before you do that, you have to take it apart. Down here there's Allen screws that are right there and right there that you take that out and this whole thing comes off. Then this is a graphite block that just provides friction so this doesn't heat, and then down through there is the auger. This auger is pretty remarkable. It'll feed $half. So if you can, when you turn the stove on, this feed motor will be running for the first 30 seconds. As soon as when you engage the thermostat, this will run for 30 seconds. You can hear it running. It's kind of like a slow clock sound. It's not very loud, but you should be able to hear this running. If you can't hear it running, you can hear it trying, and if it's just trying and not running, it could be a blockage in the feed tube, which we'll get into in just a second. But that's the whole motor. It's not hard to diagnose, and it's not hard to take out or change. Okay.